So, hello, hello, everybody, and welcome to the 19th day, the last day, the day of 19 days of Juneteenth with the Northeast Georgia Business Alliance. So, we're super excited because we've been building up for this. So, happy Juneteenth, everybody.
Happy
so,
Juneteenth.
so, yes, I have to first say I'm loving everybody's attire and all the Juneteenth support. And as I have moved around today, we went to the post office and breakfast, and I've seen Juneteenth attire all over. So that makes my heart warm and excited. So for me, it feels like mission accomplished. We want to talk about Juneteenth. We wanted to celebrate the 19 days of Juneteenth. So I have to ask everybody, what are your plans for Juneteenth? What are you guys doing? How are we celebrating today?
Really, me personally, I'm doing a lot of self-care, taking care
Mm-hmm.
of me, listening to music that just makes me feel unapologetically Black and beautiful.
Yes.
And then I'm going, go out and do a little working out a little later and, take some pictures and just enjoy the day. But today was really about self-preservation for me, really taking care of myself and staying in.
So, yes. Anybody else? Y'all got any plans?
I'm just doing self-reflecting and just
Mm,
enjoying the moment and just remembering why this day is important. And
right.
so just not losing sight. And so doing some self-care as well, just like Celeste said, but just remembering the day and why
Yeah.
it is so important. So that's me.
Yes. Absolutely. Robert, Keisha, y'all got plans?
I'm probably gonna continue to do some schoolwork today. Continue to
That is
educate
important.
myself. Yes. Try to change the world one day at a time. That's probably gonna be my night. There's a lot of
Oh,
schoolwork.
yeah. I know, Robert, we're doing dinner later, so that's one of
Yeah, I was
our.
about to say I'm spending Juneteenth with you, so I mean,
I
Yes.
love it.
Yes.
Love it.
but one of the commitments I know that we've already made, just to make it vocal, besides the self care piece, is making sure that we support our Black and brown brothers
Mm,
and sisters out there. Making sure that people are we reinvest in our community as well as those communities that may not necessarily get to shine all the time. So trying to spend not only Juneteenth but this entire weekend trying to make sure that our dollars go towards people that identify as Black and brown folks. So
yes.
yeah,
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah.
so, so yeah, and that's our 365. But we're gonna be
Mhm.
extremely conscious of that this weekend as well. So we're excited though that Juneteenth is here. And the one thing I have to admit, I don't know if you all have been on like social media and notice. Have you noticed how many posts and people and even companies have posted about Juneteenth?
Mhm.
Have y'all
Yeah,
seen?
Walgreens.
Hmm.
I think I got something from Walgreens earlier that posted it that said something about Juneteenth and how they're celebrating. And I was like, yes, Walgreens. I posted it quickly. Like I think that's beautiful.
Yes,
Especially
and
like
Nike made it a holiday. Nike went all in
yeah,
and said, "Oh no, this is now a paid holiday."
yeah.
Go
I
Nike! I
love it.
love it.
I will
Love
be
Right,
it.
buying me some
right.
shoes, yes, this week.
so
Absolutely
yeah,
support of
so
that.
yeah, I definitely want to make sure because today is going to be a joyous, uplifting day. If you guys, if as you guys are listening, if you don't have any plans, I do know of at least at 6 p.m. there is a march that the church has organized over at Ebenezer West and Brown's Chapel, which is
Mm.
Pastor Bloodsaw and Pastor Smith are organizing a march at 6 p.m. So if you're wanting to do something for Juneteenth, the march is going to be from Ebenezer at 205 North Chase Street to City Hall. From my understanding, they're going to have transportation to bring you back to your vehicle. They're going to practice social distancing. So they're very conscious of several things. So I'm excited to see them even doing a march for Juneteenth. So I'm
Mhm.
glad that the community is paying a little bit more attention to it.
Mhm.
One of my commitments when we started the alliance that Shane and I were very clear, I was like, Juneteenth is going to be something that we highlight every day. And we're going to make sure that we specifically highlight Juneteenth on Juneteenth, not on the Saturday, not when it's convenient for us. I was like, we don't stop and do anything different unless your shirt speaks to it. When 4th of July happens, we celebrate the 4th of July, no
Mhm.
matter when it falls. And
Right.
so we wanted to make sure that we're conscious about that too and celebrating Juneteenth whenever June 19th falls. So I'm excited. That's one of the reasons why we moved the call up to make sure people want to get out, they can do it. I also want to make sure that I send a special thank you to you all because our 19 days of Juneteenth through the Business Alliance would not have been what it was without your voices. And so we started doing our talk. So, and it's funny because we have somebody from, each of the days on there. For Wealth Building Wednesday, Shanice, we had you. We also make sure we talk with Rashi as another business owner in that space for Wealth Building Wednesdays. And then on Thursdays with Thrive Thursdays, Robert, we talk with you. And we also had Wayne Cole come in talking about education. And Robert, you were talking about mental health. So all these things that were great. For Fridays, our Figured Out Friday, we had S.K. Alexander talking about just even the law, his role as a attorney in this environment was very kind of eye-opening, and what he was even seeing in Texas. But then we also talked with Dr. Joan Collier, who's up in New York. Celeste, you were on Say It Saturday and talking about self-care, and I said ouch a couple times because I struggle with my self-care.
Yeah.
But we also have Pastor Smith. So thank you guys for making our 19 days of Juneteenth what it was. So thank you. Thank you.
It was
absolutely.
It was an honor to be a part of it. I would do it anytime, any day, any month, but specifically this month during this time.
Yes.
Absolutely.
It was very lethargic for me, y'all. I have to admit, y'all helped me work through a lot of stuff. Y'all did, and because I think if y'all remember back when we first started this, we were the world. We were just having this moment, like everybody else was having an aha moment when they saw what happened to Ahmaud Arbery and George Floyd and Breonna Taylor. They were watching this play out, while we as a community, we've seen this, and we weren't new to it. We were hurt and sad and angry about it happening again, but it was happening at the top of June that the rest of the world was like, what is this? Why are y'all doing this? What, police brutality? What do you mean? So you mean he really didn't do anything? They really did just kill this man? All of these things. And so I was angry when June started, and this became very lethargic for me. So I say thank you guys for helping me work through all my issues. All of them.
You're welcome. I think it's been lethargic for all of us. I think we all needed this healing, and we need to remember to do ongoing healing, because as a community, we're not always okay. Sometimes this stuff gets heavy, and even though we're used to it and it's not a new thing for us, it still is overwhelming. So just to continue, for us to just if anything, it prompts us to continue the healing work that we have to do, and the wellness work we have to do to make sure we're in a good space.
Oh, you're so right about that. You're so right. The other folks I want to give a shout out to for 19 Days of Juneteenth, all the sponsors that we had, because again, it would not have been possible. We had Farm to Neighborhood, Rashi's Cuisine, the Culinary Kitchen, Shalice's Heavily Inspired, The Narrative, which kept us going in all of our tech, and so all the different promos that you saw come out and flyers, that was all from The Narrative. Shanice is on the line right now with Innovative Healthcare Institute and their support. Michelle Pearson, Edward Jones' office, Crowning Tear, Keisha, that's you over there in that corner. And then MOB Athens, which we announced last night, come July 1 will become MOB Georgia, just to highlight our Black businesses right across the state. So we will be MOB Georgia, website mobgeorgia.com. So we're really excited to expand that we have our Black brothers and sisters across the state saying, hey, we're down here too. How can we get support? What does that look like? And so the one thing I love, instead of everybody reinventing the wheel, we're all going to just combine and be able to support each other across the state. So that's very powerful that people are paying attention. And it would not all be possible without the Northeast Georgia Business Alliance, which is negabusinessalliance.org. That even said, let's do something to make sure that we continue to highlight. We've celebrated Juneteenth every year since we became an organization in 2017. And we've committed to doing it. So do you guys have any words that you would share with anybody who is asking about why Juneteenth, or what should I do for Juneteenth, or just a takeaway? Do you have anything that you guys want to say?
I'll say one of the things I just want to encourage people to do is to understand the history, research the history, and understand that there are so many courageous ancestors whose footsteps we continue to walk in. And I think that we need to make sure that we don't get too comfortable thinking it's all about us when it's really not. It's so much bigger than us. And I think that as long as we remember that, and remember that, liberation is a beautiful thing, and liberation is about freedom. And there's so many people. Harriet Tubman said this. She said, I freed hundreds of slaves, and could have freed thousands more had they only known they were free. So I think we have to remember that some people can be still mentally enslaved, still emotionally enslaved, still spiritually enslaved, still financially enslaved. And so it's really about understanding what liberation truly represents, and the fact that in 2020, there's still some people that don't know what it means to be free. So just honoring our ancestors, to me, is just extremely important. And, like Shanice was saying, just understanding and remembering what this day is about. And if you don't know, please do not contact every Black and brown person you know and ask us to tell you. I encourage you to go research. Just go research.
Yes.
Because one of us does not speak for the whole body of the beautiful Black culture. Go research. Read it, learn the real truths about it, and then, stand with us in solidarity. Don't assume we need you to fix something or be guilty for something. Just stand with us in solidarity, because you love our music, you love our culture. So love standing with us in solidarity too.
Yeah. Amen. Amen.
Oh. Amen for sure.
Yes. Well, something, the Business Alliance, we did something powerful today. Actually, we had a 3:00 appointment, and we introduced and announced on Wealth Building Wednesday that the Business Alliance has a revolving loan fund. So we were able to actually issue the first check to a business owner in the revolving loan fund today.
Congratulations.
So, so thanks.
Congratulations. That's awesome.
Thanks.
On Juneteenth.
On Juneteenth.
Yes.
You know why we did it on Juneteenth.
Awesome.
All by design, right? We do a lot of things by design.
Wow, that's awesome.
That's beautiful.
So $50,000. Think about $50,000. We did.
That's good. That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's
awesome.
Oh, that's powerful.
That is very powerful.
So so I really, like I said, I do agree. I really hope Juneteenth can be something that sits with people, that we purposely did 19 days of Juneteenth because it's not just a one-day thing for us. Right. We want, this is a way of life for us. And we walk down that road, and we go through those struggles together and collective as a community. Again, I can't thank you guys enough. You really allowed me to exhale. And this is me, Michelle, personally. You've allowed me to exhale through this journey of 19 days of Juneteenth, and allowed me to kind of get my head back in the game and refocus on some things, because I was angry. I was angry. I was disappointed at some points and frustrated in many others. But I can take those emotions and it's like, okay, Celeste knows this. I told her, I sit them in a box over there and say, okay, now let me get focused. Because if I live in my emotions, y'all don't like that, Michelle. I promise you. You want me focused. As Robert, I hear you chuckling, Robert.
Hey, keeping it real, right?
That's it. That's the only way to do it.
Do you guys have anything else to say? Because like I said, we were just going to do a quick celebration Juneteenth call today, because we want you to actually go out and celebrate. And I don't mean necessarily from a COVID. I mean, I want you to go out in your mind, your body, and truly process Juneteenth. And so we want to just do a quick call today. Here I have 2 challenges for the community. One, if you and your family, and that you can take that in your household, your extended family, your friends, whatever you consider family, if you and your family do not celebrate Juneteenth, I want you to think of something that you can do to commemorate this day every year. And hopefully that also includes the education as to why we do this. So that is one challenge. My second challenge is to learn the words to Lift Every Voice and Sing. Please. Please. I posted Robert and Frederick Creamer, I think it may have been last year, when they actually played and sang Lift Your Voice and Sing. And it was amazing. And so I reposted that video today on my Facebook page. I'll share it on the Business Alliance page as well, because the words are powerful. And that song, it gives me chills every time I hear it. And there's more than one verse, but if you just learn the first one, that's what most people sing. So if you can at least start there. So learn the words, Lift Every Voice and Sing. So yeah, so that is my challenge. 365. Come back next year. We ready.
Absolutely.
Anything else that you guys want to say?
Other thing that I would add is just for us to continually remember how long it took for us to feel free, and the work that not only our ancestors, but also our grandparents did to make sure that we feel as liberated as we do now. And in that, you actually have the ability to feel almost a responsibility to do as much as possible. And as much as possible might be that you get your doctorate, as much as possible might be that you just finish high school. Whatever that is, it's fine. Because, if my barber and I actually probably, put up receipts and put up, bank statements, he probably has more money than I do, to be honest with you, that he earns. But that's because of the way that he invests his money. Me going to grad school didn't get me the paycheck that I have. It was the work that I put into it. But the person at the barbershop does the same thing. The person driving trucks does the same thing. So we have the capacity and the ability as a people to act free. So let's not act like, kind of like what Celeste was saying, let's not act like we are enslaved anymore. Let's not act like we only can do a little bit. Let's not act like there's somebody that's out to just try and push us down, when truth be told, we have that opportunity to be free and to act free now. And also let's pull each other up, because there are also some brothers and sisters out there that need a helping hand. So let's pull each other up. Let's not think to ourselves that we just free, so we can just do what we want, because truth be told, some of this is a condition that we've been passed down from one generation to the next. And some of us need to be told that we are free. So let's remind each other that we do actually do have freedom. Also, Black men, let's support our Black sisters. Point blank, period. Let's treat them right. I'm learning myself how to do it better every single solitary day. But
and I appreciate you for it.
Let's actually, I know, right? But let's actually do it. Let's be about it. Let's figure out another thing to do every day. It's a challenge. It's difficult as a man. Not gonna lie to you. Sometimes I get my feelings hurt too. But if it's gonna make me a better brother to my sisters, I'd rather be a better brother to my sister than sit in my ignorance. So let's do that, brothers. Just saying.
That is so powerful.
That's powerful.
Amen.
Yes. Oh, I love you.
I love y'all for each other.
They're so cute.
You make my heart smile.
Man, y'all should have had y'all wedding today.
I know, right? We didn't think about that.
That'd been
Juneteenth. Like,
a Juneteenth wedding.
How about that? We got the elements now. Don't do
Right.
nothing. I
I was gonna say,
anything possible these days.
on the way home, I need to stop. Judge Barry lives up the street from us. See if I can get Judge Barry to come down the street. We got rings.
Hey. How about to say? I didn't look.
Y'all ready? Like,
We
seriously.
are. We ready.
Straight up.
Yeah.
I didn't ask her to wait, so this ain't nothing but a thing to me.
Oh, so wedding date changed. Our parents are gonna be real mad.
Right.
It's about the two of you. That's what's so
That's
beautiful.
right.
So, like,
That's
Right.
But it's Juneteenth or July. It's about
Exactly.
God.
That's right. That's right.
Right.
Oh,
I want to say thank you to you all for being behind the scenes and caring enough to put this together. I know that this has been there's been a lot going on in the universe right now. There's a lot of reasons, a lot of things that have happened that make it very easy to be like, nah, I'm not doing that. It's too much going on. My heart too heavy. Too much is happening. It's a lot of things going on to where many people would use it as an excuse and change the plan. But the fact that you all cared enough to be intentional about educating people about Juneteenth and bringing all these beautiful people together, I think is really powerful. And even if people didn't get to tune in every day, they can go back and look at the lives and the broadcast and see like, wow, that was really dope. You know what I'm saying? And really learn from it. So I just want to say thank you to those of you in the Northeast Georgia Business Alliance that work behind the scenes to make it all happen, calling people, sending out emails. And I know getting a lot of us together is not easy because everybody got stuff going on and sometimes we don't respond right away or we catch it 10 minutes before it's time to start. And we're like, oh, but I will say that I just want to say thank you because that work is never in the spotlight, nor do you do it for that reason, but it still needs to be said that, you all are really appreciated for doing this work behind the scenes and bringing everybody together and caring enough to educate the community. Because even if people don't acknowledge it right this second, these are things that are help them teach their children. These are lessons. These are things that you can discuss with your girlfriends and your friends. And even what Robert said was so powerful because I think we don't listen enough to hearing from a Black man saying how much we need to take care of our Black women. And I think that is something that gets lost in translation of hurt and pain, and people operate from a place of pain and dysfunction. And so because of that, we don't always know that we need to be able to stand up and say, hey, sometimes this is hard, but let's do it anyway. you know, because our ancestors, they stood there and they said, this is hard, we're gonna do this anyway. So I think we can't get lazy. And we need these reminders. So I really appreciate you all for doing this, and I appreciate, Robert, you being a king that you are, and saying what you said specifically to all men, but also for in honor of your queen and all queens, because I don't think we hear that enough, and I think it needs to be said, and not just said but also acted upon. So I just want to say thank you to y'all for doing those things.
Oh, it was a pleasure. Like I said, this turned out to be more lethargic for me. So again, I throw it back and say thank you guys for doing it. I will say the one thing I tried to be very clear and transparent about every night was that I'm not an expert in these spaces, and so it was really how a conversation. So and I say that because I had several of my white friends text me Happy Juneteenth or call me and say Happy Juneteenth, and I was like, hey, you actually made it. Good job, right? So, but we were having, these were conversations we would have when we all get together, and this is how we talk and what we think about and how we process things. So it was our truth. So thank you all for sharing parts of who you are with everybody, because it felt like it was in my living room, how I kept saying, but it really, we're out on the World Wide Web, and that anybody can, like you said, go back and play that and experience that. So. I was like, I know. I'm always the person like, ooh, what did I say?
I know, like, thank you for pulling me out of my comfort zone. I don't share much. I'm kind of private, always working, hustling, but I wanted to take the opportunity and do what was asked of me. So thank you for thinking of me. But like you said, it was lethargic. And it helped me to refocus and remember what was important for me and why I'm doing what I'm doing. And but again, focusing on Juneteenth. So thank you guys, and appreciate all your hard work. Yes.
So thank you guys so much. Thank you. We're super proud of the organization, and if 2020 has been a roller coaster year. And I think I said this one night in the call, I think 2020, I remember seeing so many posts last year. 2020, a year of vision, 2020 vision. This things are going to be clear. And I said, it was God's way of saying, I'm going to clear this up for y'all. I'm going to really put things out there where you can see and experience it. The good, the bad, and the ugly, right? And I think we all can say we've had some of those moments, those roller coaster rides. And I'm excited to see what 2020 else has in store for us. But even for the organization, as we continue to grow and thrive, we are releasing our 2020 Black prints, not the blueprint, the Black prints. And so while people are out protesting and marching, we put together a plan to make sure that we can make sure the policies speak to what the world is wanting. And I say that because the world has really stopped to see that 2020 vision, to see what America has really under the skirt. Like, what's that saying? Your slip is showing. We had one of those moments. And here we are now. So I say thank you guys one last time for this. Enjoy your Juneteenth. How fun, exciting. I love the attire. If you don't have a shirt, y'all go on mobathens.com. Find you somebody who makes shirts. You can get whatever shirts you want. I give a shout out to Tommy Farmer. Yeah, most of y'all know Miss Farmer with the head. Oh, yes. Miss Farmer gave us, that's why Robert and I have matching shirts. So she gave us shirts last year. So
I'll give a shout out to Tiffany James from Cute as a Button, who did my shirt. She's a Black-owned business owner in Atlanta. And she's made shirts for this is her whole life passion, but everything is always about being unapologetically Black. So check out Tiffany James on Facebook. She is the founder, CEO of Cute as a Button, and so she has all these great shirts. So
nice, awesome. Nice. We gotta get T-shirts next year. We might need to contact. We might just order some business line T-shirts next year. We ready?
Yeah, love it.
We need to get one for each day of 19, each of the 19 days.
I'm okay with that, yes, because we're gonna get together. You on to something. I'm liking the way you think. That's what we're doing around here. Coming up with plans and actions.
Right.
Oh, I will, one last thing before I go. I think this is still happening tonight. Versus, is Alicia Keys and John Legend still doing their verses tonight?
I believe
they should be,
At 8 p.m. So after you go march at 6 p.m., then hurry up and get back to the house, take a shower because you know it's hot. Take a shower, regroup, and then you can get verses after you pick up some food from one of our Black-owned restaurants around town. See, I just made a plan. If you didn't have any, I got your family plans covered.
That sounds good.
Yes.
You're an event planner now.
Hey, multitasking. I multitask.
Add
Love
stuff to
it.
that resume, girl. Do that.
Okay. Oh, thank you all. Happy Juneteenth, everybody, and y'all enjoy.
All right.
Bye,
Happy
y'all.
Juneteenth.
Happy
Bye.
Juneteenth.